and that is a great lesson. So let me now take the opportunity to bring on your two investee companies, Umesh from Unifor and Saket from Lucidius, both young Turks as well. We'd like you both to join us here on stage, and we'll get two chairs out for you as well. Umesh, please join us on stage, and Saket, good to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. Both companies that John has invested in. And I'm proud to say that this is a nice young Turk moment for us as well, because both of you young Turks have been on the show, and I'm really, really glad that we have the two of you here joining us this morning as well. So,
you're actually the key ingredient. Shereen introduced me directly and indirectly to both of them, and both of them are on 300% growth rates. So I owe you a big thanks.
Thank you very much, and congratulations once again, Umesh and Saket, please. Saket, let me come to you now, and this is our own internal story. Whenever there's some story related to Aadhaar or some tech crisis or whatever, Saket's our go-to guy. We call him, what's the deal with this one? And then he'll sort of drop into the office and help us put the story together. So Saket, thank you very much for always being there whenever we've needed you. But give me a sense of how life has changed with this investment coming in, and what does the future look like, given the fact that people are betting on security, cyber security, going forward?
Yeah. Yeah, this is Ben. So before I get there, 30-second part around, and we should talk about this on why Young Turks is one of the key reasons why I got John Chambers, because, starting from the fact that the first ever TV appearance that I personally had was Young Turks in 2013, when we were a tiny little company. We are still a small company, but, at that time it was almost, inexistent. And from there, I still remember one of the key videos that we used in our Series A pitch, and we had 6 term sheets. And of course, one of them who we were talking to was John, was the Young Turks video that you guys shot with us. And that was the first week of Megha. Also, when she had come down and shot us. So,
yeah.
So this is as special as it can get, Shereen. So I can't thank you enough for everything that you guys have done.
Thank you very much. I guess we have the ability to anticipate and spot talent before John Chambers does.
Yes, you do. And one of the important things, I think, for all of you to be aware of, you've got to create an ecosystem around you that you listen to, advisors, etc. And often they're not necessarily where you would expect. Thomas Freeman, now the New York Times, a great source of information for me, or President Clinton was amazingly good on technology. You are amazingly good on these startups, and I see the pattern, and you've got to tell me who I should be investing in for this next year.
All right. We will have that conversation offline.
Okay,
yes, Saket.
So the question around how life has changed with John. You see, I'm in the business of trust, because cybersecurity is about assurance, about we truly believe that the world, the way it changed in the last 20 years, in the same pace, it would be changing in the next 3 to 5 years, because the speed is going up as you move forward, and the ingredient is technology. And the technology is no longer enterprise or office automation. It's actually touching our lives professionally, personally, in every dimension, in every vertical you can think of. And when technology becomes so crucial as a centerpiece of everything that we are doing, security of technology is almost as crucial as the security of your own personal self. And when that happens, and that's the market transition we are talking about, where security becomes a fundamental thing to think while digitally transforming an enterprise or a person going online, seeing security in a quantitative manner, in a way you can understand, and you don't need to be a cyber scientist to understand that, becomes very crucial. A simple example, if you're using your cell phones, if I asked you how secured are your cell phones, you would not have an answer to that. But if I asked you how much battery do you have on your cell phone, you have an objective real-time answer to that. So that's what we cracked, and that's what our focus has been. That when you look at cybersecurity, how do you make it mathematical, understandable, and the way you get a hemoglobin report by a doctor, and you don't need to be a doctor to read that report. You just get the number and the range, and the moment you do that, you know how safe you are, or how good the count is. That's what we cracked. We were first of its kind in the world, and that needs to happen in a real-time basis across 100% tech stacks. So that's what we got, and getting John on board is the biggest validation which we can ever get, because that is the most credible name out there who not only understands the internet, but has built the internet, who has really changed the way the entire humanity lives, plays, works, and learns. And what better validation than that? So, Shereen, all of my conversations have changed ever since John came in.
Thank you, John. How very kind of you, Saket. Have you been up for 14 hours at a stretch as well?
Well, I haven't flown for 14 hours, but one thing I can share with you is I flew with John to this one of its experience where we went to Alaska, where John took 12 of us as the CEOs who he has invested money in. And he had 12 of the senior most executives on the planet who are not only who've been there, done that, achieved everything, but most importantly were some of the most amazing human beings a person could ever meet. And you know what he does? So we go to Alaska and we all went in his plane. That's where it started. And we go fishing. And we go to a place where there's no internet, there's no cell phone connectivity, and you're there for 8 days. And these super senior people are stuck with these young CEOs who are bombarding with them with every question you can think of. And the funny thing is we go fishing every day where, you're basically in fishing, you're 2 people and there's a guide, and you're on a boat for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So what do? You basically make friends for life. And for us, they become mentors for life. And people who've seen that and been there, the ecosystem that John brings in, to the point where John might not like it, I believe is even far more greater than
the money
John
he brings
just,
in.
Money is probably the fifth on the list of what he brings in.
I said in Young Turks last year when we met in Hyderabad together, John doesn't know I would have given him the shares for free. He paid money for it.
Exactly, I double that.
Saket.
Mine is simple, just to try and champion this market transition where we are able to go ahead and become the de facto standard of helping everybody at the enterprise level or at the consumer level in helping you protect your digital identity, digital presence. And if that happens, the byproduct can be, whatever numbers.
Whatever numbers. Well, we wish you the very best of luck with the whatever numbers, Saket.
This country has a chance to leapfrog the world. Your education system, your IITs are amazingly good. We need to find a way to get it across all 29 states, not just 6 of them. But you need to be the role model for the rest of the world on how do you transform a country with all the benefits we talked about. I believe in you all, but I really want to put the pressure on you to see how many unicorns, which is where you get job creation, and how many IPOs you can do. But if I were betting on one country and one group of startups, it'd be you.
Well, the pressure is on this room now, John Chambers. Thank you very much for joining us here at the Young Turks Conclave. Umesh and Saket, appreciate your time as well. We wish all of you the very best of luck. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. John Chambers, Umesh and Saket Modi.